What's up guys, and welcome to another video here on the channel. This is the third one and I'm about to do an in the bag showing you what's in here, which bag I have, and the discs I use and what I use them for. I'm gonna tell you about them, and I'm gonna even go out to a field and throw a couple shots with the discs, showing you how they fly for me. One second. I have tried to find a place this time with less noise from the roads, but it's hard because I live in a city. I hope that's alright. I wish I could show you how they fly from my forehand, because some of my discs are picked out specifically because they fly good for my forehand. But my arm is still injured, so I won't be able to do the forehand stuff. You're going to have to just imagine the discs flying 30 meters farther and flipping a lot more, because that's how my forehand works pretty much. All right, but let's just get into it. First off, this bag, Latitude bag, is I think it's called the Disc Golf Luxury E4 backpack. I love it. It has tons of space. I believe I have 21 or 22 discs in here, which it fits easily. I have most of my discs obviously in this main compartment, and then two side pockets here with 3 discs and 2 putters here. Sometimes when playing tournaments, I will even have more discs up here in the top compartment, like backups, or if I'm playing a course with water in case something goes wrong, you know. But that's pretty much it. Alright, so let's just get into the discs. Obviously, gonna start with the most important disc in my bag. These are the Wardens. Well, there's a car coming by again. Just wait. The Wardens, my putters. These I use only for putting. I would never throw them. I really try and take good care of them because I imported them from the US. So they're not too cheap. You might think, why didn't you get them here in Denmark? Because this is Classic Blend Burst Wardens. You can get classic blends all over the place, but the burst design, which is obviously these beautiful like burst things in the plastic, aren't to be found in Denmark. One thing, it's cool, they're cool with the burst design, but also I actually do feel like this might be placebo, I don't know, but I do feel like this burst plastic has just a little bit more tackiness to it, a little bit more grippy, and I like that for my putters. I think that's all I have to say about my putters. I'll never replace them. I've used them for ever, and they're perfect. Next up, and this is when you realize I love my Wardens. I have to say, some of my discs have drawings on them, like this. It's custom drawings, drawn by my friend Hannah. Thank you for those. And yeah, she's a good drawer, I'm not. So for throwing putters, I love throwing putters, but really, I just love throwing Wardens. That's pretty much it. These are all 3 Wardens in 3 different plastics. Let's start with this one. This one is not necessarily a staple in my bag, but it is in my bag, especially in the winter when everything gets a little bit stiffer because it's getting colder and grip is getting harder. I like to have this one. This is a classic soft Warden. In the winter when everything else gets stiffer, this one gets to like a normal stiffness level because it's super soft. You could do this with it. This is my most understable putter. I'll use it for a hyzer flip through the woods, or I will use it for like long turnovers where I need it to never come back. That's like the cases where I'll use this. Also, because it's soft, when it hits a tree, it just hits and drops. It doesn't kick all over the place, so that's an advantage about it. Sometimes in a tournament round or something, if I feel like I don't have grip on my normal putters because my hands are too dry or too cold or something, I might actually even switch to this putter because it's easier to like dig your fingers into, and I could get like more consistent grip with it like that. But that's a rare case. The next Warden, this is an old Lucid X Warden. I call it my Jesus Warden because it says Jesus here. Oh. This is my favorite disc ever. Lucid X is usually more overstable than the Lucid plastic, and this one also used to be, but it has been in my bag for 2-3 years, something like that. So it flies perfectly straight. I use this for like basically all my up shots, all my straight shots through the woods. I can just throw it flat and it'll go straight and never fade. I'll use it forehand and backhand, like touchy forehand shots that need to just pan or stuff like that. I love throwing my Wardens on forehand as well. Wardens have a lot of glide, which I love. I can't say enough about this disc, but I love it. This one, also a Lucid X Warden, in a moonshine version. This one feels a bit stiffer, or quite a bit stiffer actually. I think that also makes it more overstable, because this is my overstable Warden. Not in a sense that it's actually overstable, but it won't flip on me as easily as the other Wardens will. So it's a bit more stable. Still kind of straight. I don't use this too much because I love my Jesus Warden, obviously, but when I'm throwing into a headwind or throwing downhill and I can't have it flip on me or something like that, I will throw this pink Warden here, Lucid X Moonshine. So next up, I'll go to my approach discs, and I have two different ones that I use. I'll use both of these on forehand and backhand. This one, Sake Bomb Slammer. Everyone should have this. It's overpowered. Basically, it doesn't like flying. It hates gliding. It wants to get to the ground as fast as possible, and this plastic here is super grippy, so it will just stick in. It'll just land and stick to the ground. It's perfect. It's pretty overstable, so it will never flip on me. I can chuck it as hard as I want into a headwind. It will hold up to it, and it's super nice for point and shoot. So that's the one I will usually use, the Slammer. But the Harp, it's also an approach disc, more of like a normal approach disc, what everyone would have. I prefer throwing it forehand, but I'll also do it backhand. I don't throw this one as much, but every once in a while I need something that goes just a little bit straighter before it fades. And also, and this is actually maybe the main reason why I have it, this tournament plastic, it's a tournament harp. The tournament plastic is more slick and more like skippy. When it hits the ground, it'll skip. And sometimes you have those like low ceiling approaches where you need to like make sure it slides 20 feet or like 6-7 meters before stopping, stuff like that. That's when I'll use this disc. Also, it will go a little bit further than the Slammer. It's still fairly stable, especially for my backhand. I can't flip it with my backhand, but yeah, that's pretty much what I use this one for. Next up, my mid-ranges. I don't actually like throwing mid-ranges generally. I don't like how they feel in my hand compared to the other discs. I love putters and I love drivers. Delivery driver incoming. Hello. I still have two mid-ranges just because, you know, sometimes you need exactly that distance, and I do like throwing them forehand a little bit. This first one is an old Biofusion EMEC Truth, and it's my like straight to understable mid-range. If I flow it, I'll try that again. If I throw it flat, it will go a little bit to the right and then like maybe land flat or something like that. So it'll turn a little bit. I will use it for if my Warden just can't quite reach the target, but I need something to go super straight. I will throw this one Heiser flip, will get up to flat, go super straight, and not necessarily fade too much. It has like a reindeer on it. It's pretty cool. Yep. So on forehands, this one will feel like a pretty understable mid-range. So I can work it through the woods, like late turnovers, stuff like that. Really good, and I can throw it full power forehand with a lot of spin and still make it work. This next one, it says, "You got this." It's a Lucid X Verdict. This one has also been in my bag for quite a while, but is still super overstable actually. It doesn't flip, it just goes straight and fades. I like to use this one as like if I need a little bit of a longer approach, forehand or backhand, or if I'm in a headwind or something like that. Whenever I need something a little more stable, I'll go to that one. Very consistent disc there. So now we're getting to my Speed 7 discs, my fairway drivers, and I have 2 evaders and a river. So first off, the river, my most understable one. This one has tremendous glide, never stops gliding, and it never fades. So basically, I'll throw it hyzer flip, it'll go up to flat or to like turn over, and just continue gliding and gliding and gliding and never fading, never coming back. These are definitely my favorite fairway drivers. The Evader, Speed 7. This one has been in my bag for a while. This was my first Evader. Basically, this one is like the perfect straight fairway driver. I throw it flat, turns over just a little bit, comes back a little bit, and then just basically goes straight. Has a lot of glide. It lies really nicely in my hand for backhand, not backland. Specifically, I can throw them forehand as well if I really need something with a lot of glide, but it's mainly for backhand. This one, the Evader, the new one, out of the box, these are pretty stable. I don't flip them. They just go straight and fade, and I like that. This one, obviously just the same as the yellow Evader, just more stable. I love it. Next one, I'll do this one solo actually, or for itself. This one, Misprint Fusion Escape. This one might be like the odd one out in my bag. It's kind of like the river. It flips quite a bit. In Fusion Plastic, the escapes can be pretty understable, so it does flip quite a bit, but in opposition to the river, this one will actually fade in the end. So I very rarely use this one, but it's like if I need that semi-long distance, don't need a lot of power, but need it to turn and glide, but also come back in the end, I'll go to this one. I'll throw it like once every 7 or 8 rounds or something like that. And now, one of the most important parts, the Overstable fairway driver slot. And you all gotta have this. I have 3 Felons in 3 different plastics. I like to do that. I love the Felon, I love how it feels, forehand, backhand, anything. It's super consistent. I know what they're gonna do. This one is my Biofusion. Again, Biofusion plastic, breaks in a little faster, gets more understable, and I like to have for my favorite molds in Biofusion as well, so I can have like an understable version of my favorite molds. This one will actually be a hyzer flip Felon for me, especially on the forehand. It's really good for like if I need to shape something but still want the feel of a Felon. If it needs to go straight for like a long time, I'll hyzer flip this one through the gap, and it will still fade a little bit in the end and skip because it's a Felon. I love the disc. Very old. This one is my Sake Bomb Felon. This one is like my just a standard Felon. It's still overstable. It won't be completely unflippable into a headwind. It does go kind of straight. It's still workable, but like on a standard forehand shot, chuck it full power, it'll go straight, and then fade in the end, and it'll skip like Overstable Fairway driver is supposed to. This is like standard fill-in for me. Now this one, Lucidex Chameleon fill-in, awesome disc. Stupid overstable fill-in. I've had it for a while. It has hit quite a few trees. Doesn't matter. It's still just as overstable. You can even see it like on the shape of it, the wing. It's super overstable. Has like a weird spiky dome here in the middle. I don't know. It's kind of weird. It's stupid overstable. My most overstable disc in the bag. Will never ever flip into a headwind, the stiffest of headwinds. Super good for skip shots, overstable flexes, stuff like that. You know, you all gotta have that stupid overstable disc that you can always rely on, even in the northern Danish winds. We have a little wind here. Next up, we've got Speed 11. Speed 11 is like the perfect speed for my backhand distance driving. I like how they feel in the hand. I don't have very big hands, actually quite small hands, so I like how wide the rim is. Very comfortable, and I don't throw too hard. I can throw like 110 meters max, maybe, on my backhand. Mostly around 100 meters. The Renegade has been in my bag for a long time. It's a lighthouse one. It's quite beautiful in my opinion. It's really understable at this point, or not like really understable, like roller understable. Actually, I will roll it every once in a while, but mainly it's for like hyzer flip to turnover. If I needed to hold the anhyzer line for a long time, max distance anhyzers, stuff like that. I use this one. Really like how it flies. Yeah, easy distance, even from like a standstill or something like that, and I can turn it. This one, Kristen Tatar Grace, my max distance backhand driver. It flies perfect still. It's not like it will hook out in the end, even on my backhand. It'll glide and it will glide and it will like fade forward and to lift. I don't know, it kind of has that effect. I don't know how to explain it, but it just seems to go farther than any other disc. This Grace. Love the plastic from the Royal line, or the Royal Grant plastic, I think it's called. Awesome. If I throw it flat and high, it'll turn over, go full distance line, come back in the end. If I throw it on a little hyzer, in like on like a golf line, flip over, go a little, and then come back. I love it. It has tremendous glide. I love it. Next up, we have this is basically like my forehand distance line. I have 4 different discs here. This one is not used very often, but this is a Raider, a Rive, another Raider, and an Enforcer. And they fly in this stability, which is kind of funny because there's a Rive in between my Raiders. This is, by the way, shout out to my friend Mark for dyeing this one. He's really good at dyeing. Go check him out. Go check his Instagram out. I'll plug it right here. This is my Fusion Raider. Fusion Raiders, I have a love for them. They just go farther than any other disc when thrown hard. This is definitely my max distance for my forehands. Can get this out to like 130, 135 meters on a forehand, without even having to flex it a lot, even like on a golf line. I throw it on a little hyzer, it'll come up, turn over, come back in the end. If I throw it flat with like decent speed, it'll turn over and then come back to flat and land. Max distance driver, I love this one. I use it a lot. It just, I don't know, the Raiders, they just glide. They never stop, and they go farther than anything else. Next up in the stability here is my Rive. This is a brand new Rive. I can use it as like my distance forehand driver into a headwind, or just if I need something that I know won't turn over, even on my forehand, but still get a lot of forward push and a lot of distance. Next up, Lucid Ice Raider. This has been a revolution in my bag. I had problems with like my forehand not having any discs that that felt comfortable in my hand for the forehand, but still were overstable. But this one, it's a Raider. Of course it's comfortable for my forehand, and it still has that crazy Raider glide, but it's really overstable. More overstable than a brand new Rive, even though I've had it for a while. This one can chug it into headwinds, can make skip shots, throw big hyzers with it, forehand and backhand. Just a nice overstable Raider. And last, and maybe even least, I don't use this a lot. This is a Lucid Ice Enforcer. Same idea as the Raider, the Lucid Ice Raider, stupid overstable, but this one is even more overstable. So this one is like 15 meters a second, or that would be 30 mile an hour headwinds. Throwing this one into that, it won't even care. It'll be overstable. It'll go to the right for my forehand. I'll use it for skip shots, stuff like that. Whatever you need overstable discs for, like max distance, super straight forehand rollers. I'll also take this one out for a spin. Very last, I have one more. This is like my utility disc, and I'm sad that I have to show you this one. This is a lightweight diamond, Opto Air diamond. Actually, it's gold line. Well, it's lightweight and it's a diamond. It's super understable. I'll use it as my roller disc or like my trick shot disc. The reason why I'm sad to have to show you this is because this spot used to be a bolt, a lightweight bolt I had, Opto Air bolt, bought in Norway at Krokel disc golf course. It was stupid flippy. I could throw it flat and it will go to a roller, and because it was a 13-speed disc, it will be super flippy in the beginning, get to that roller angle and roll, and then when it gets lower speeds, it'll actually be a 13-speed disc and be overstable. So you could make the longest rollers with that, like crazy hyzer flip in like tailwinds. Really workable disc. I miss it so much. If you see an orange bolt out here, someone took it from the tree before I got to it the day after. Please get it back to me. It has my phone number in it. But for now, I have this lightweight diamond. It does kind of the same thing, but less extreme. It's not as understable, believe it or not, but it will still make a perfect roller if I throw it hard and flat, pretty much. And that's what I need it for. Yeah, gotta have that understable guy. That's all my discs, and I will show you what else I have in my bag. Of course, I have water bottle from Latitude, big nice one, stays cool even in a hot day. My disc golf towel, gotta have a towel that is allowed to be very dirty, perfect. This bag even has like a little mini pocket here on the side. I don't use it though, because it also has one up here in the main or in the top compartment. It has like a, I don't know if you can see that, like a extra little pocket up here for all my minis. This one is my main mini. It's custom made, and this kitty you see here is actually one of my Twitch emotes, which is made from my old cat. It's just a nice smiling cat, giving good vibes when I need to putt, you know. Also, this one is pretty light and very shallow, so it's easy to have in a pocket and you won't even feel it. I like that. I have my rain jacket with me, can easily be in here, some snacks, a golf ball. You know, sometimes you throw your disc into a big, really grabby tree, and you don't want to throw your water bottle up there because it might stick. You can't get it out with a stick. stick is two different words here. Throw a golf ball at it, it'll always come down. In my elbow support band, I also always have with me in case my elbow starts hurting or something like that. In the middle of a round. In here, I will have my chalk bag. It's not a chalk bag. What is it called? It's called a birdie bag. It isn't very dusty, but it'll take the worst moist on a hot day. It's important to have one of those. And in here, I'll usually have my phone. I have some grip enhancing stick here. I don't know about you, but in the winter, my hands get really dry and I can't really get the right grip on the discs, especially for like distance forehands. I really want to have really good grip. This thing helps. I can put a little bit on my fingers. It'll give a little extra grip. It's called Snap Stick from Max Wax. Disc Golf Max Wax. There you go. It's alright. I'll use it every once in a while, not every round. Here, this little side pocket here, I will have my valuables, my keys, wallet, and here I have my grip glove. It's called friction gloves. My main use for this thing is when I do a lot of field work, throw a lot of shots, then to not get like blood blisters on my fingers, I'll put this one on and I'll be able to throw more shots without wearing out my hand completely. So that, no, I was about to say that was it, but this is a little controversial, but this chair as well, easily, like everyone should do this. Just have a normal camping chair with your round on the course for like those tournaments where you have 2 rounds or something like that. Easily foldable, fold it like this, go with it, just like those small stools people have. But it makes a huge difference to have a back support so you can sit back and actually enjoy sitting down rather than sitting like this all the time. Try it out. It may seem a little big to carry around, but when you think about it, everything requires one hand and it doesn't weigh a lot. It's overpowered. Imagine like a backup. When you have a backup and you have this thing, like you're gonna sit there, oh no, I have to wait for 20 minutes. No, that's not how it feels with this thing. It's like, oh yeah, I get to rest for 20 minutes and my next throw will be even better. I'm trying to spread a trend here because that's OP. I am telling you, people around me say I'm lazy, but they're also envious, secretly envious of it when I have this thing. Yeah, that's pretty much it for my disc golf equipment setup. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope it maybe inspired you to get some of those discs, especially like, come on, get the Wardens, get the Raiders, get the Felons. Like, you can't go wrong with those. The Evaders, oh no, I'm naming all of it, but like, at least try a Warden. You'll never regret it. They are so good. Yeah, I think that's it for me, and I'll see you in the next video.